Well, I'm not sure what was worse there, Slax's analysis or Blitz's hand or high five game, but that was, I don't know, that was something, I guess.
It's also makes it very hard for us to follow up here. There has been no precedence set on such a analyst couch, if you even want to call it that. Yeah, so they all feel like NiP. Pretty NiP centered. I personally am feeling pretty good about NiP, but I think once again we're left with a situation where Na'Vi need to execute really well in the early game and start snowballing, and that was obviously kind of the plan for their last series, and it didn't really work out for them. Yeah, I mean, that's always what it comes down to with Na'Vi. Can they play as good as they once were? I felt like they have, I guess, in the hearts of the fans has really fallen off, but it's good to see that Havos is playing one of his favorite heroes, one of the most aggressive hero that in his arsenal. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of fight in the jungle here. Havos just standing in the front, but there's a lot of Iron Shell. There's a charge in here. Who's going to take that bounty rune? That's the question. Havos will run out of harm's way. Dendi will pick up the rune, so far pretty good for Na'Vi. And not only that, they get the top rune as well as Undying picks it up. So great advantage here for Na'Vi right from the start. Yeah, they got a lot of damage out there. They stole the bounty rune away. That critical, you know, as Slags put it, that free win if you get the bounty rune on the Alchemist. Really abusing the fact that they know the Alchemist doesn't provide anything in those level 1 fights, so they can actually take a 4 versus 4. The Ice Shard's really setting that one up. Our lanes are going to be, let's see, Wind Ranger facing up mid against Dendi. We're going to have the aggro dual lane, not terribly surprising. The Darkseer and Spirit Breaker, really tough to beat. And this is going to be one of the few melee lanes that Axe might not be able to win. No, and it won't get any better. Normally, if Axe doesn't win the lane in the beginning, after he gets more spins or maybe even a point into his battle hunger, he could kind of zone out and run down the other hero. I don't think it gets any better as Iron Shell gets leveled up here. So he's going to have a tough time there. Seneko is actually in the top lane with Funnick, who did pick up that bounty rune in the top lane, so he's got a very early level 2. You can see he actually goes for the Soul Rip. So they should be able to put a decent amount of pressure on the Alchemist. Very susceptible to physical damage, and that's kind of what Undying and Tusk can bring to the table as a duo. Yeah, something that we don't see too often is Silencer actually picking up a point into Curse, but as we can see here, it makes sense, right? It forces Hanskin to charge, and, you know, they're comfortable with Havos taking a charge, and obviously you could use it right after the Darkseer uses Iron Shell to force him to use Surge, or just get his mana burn. The downside of using Curse so early is that it doesn't really scale that well, or you have to kind of put a lot of points into it. Yeah. Yeah, you oftentimes see Silencers just kind of like one-off it. We'll see where he goes in this game, but Seneko trying to intercept the pull here on the hard camp, but it didn't go too well for him. Seal Kid got a really good Shadow Wave. Forced him to use the healing salve, but now they're going to jump on a Seal Kid, and they should be able to block him out with good Ice Shards as well. He just used the Shallow Grave and TP's out. He had this plan all along. If they snowball to initiate, they have no follow-up stun to stop that TP. Yeah, one of the best heroes to pick up an early teleport scroll. Looks like Hanskin's going to make a charge to the bottom. I don't think they really will get a kill. I say that though, they're going right on the Silencer. The lucky 17% bash, they will definitely get the kill now. I say that, yeah, there you go. And it looks like Darkseer will run it out. And Havos in a lot of trouble as well. Another bat comes in. Oh, he had a haste rune. Never mind. It wasn't luck at all, it was just all skill. Oh, Hanskin. That haste rune was clutch, but the 17% was even better, killing both the heroes in this bottom lane for Na'Vi. Already off to a bad start. We're really going to need to see the Undying Tusk make up for that. Or maybe not. PSM is actually coming up to the top lane. Are they going full aggro and just leaving Axe alone in this lane? I can kind of see that. Maybe the Silencer doesn't provide anything and they should just leave the Axe to basically get that solo experience. Yeah, I think the Silencer being there really doesn't help out the lane, right? Like, what is Silencer going to do? Last Word is not sufficient enough damage. Curse, us Harass is not as efficient. Top lane, they're going to make a go here on Era, but there's Heal and Grave available. How are they actually going to run him down? Well, I say that though, Era's actually not running back to his towers. He was trying to fight, and I don't think that was the fight that he should have taken. Yeah, he also... I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea if he maybe carried a TP on himself as well in this lane, just to make sure he always has that, because, again, it's just the lack of stuns, and maybe he can get out of that scenario. But he didn't even pop the 9 magic stick charges towards the tail end. Maybe he thought, like, okay, I'm just guaranteed dead. I'll keep those for another time. But are we going to see something here in the bottom lane with the Spirit Breaker coming back?
The Ion Shell ready to go. You can see we're going to have both Bottle and Soul Ring, double Ion Shell ready to go. Nice timing with that charge, and yeah, you might get that call, but you're still going to be ticked down by the Ion Shell. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, the Wind Ranger actually dies to the gank up from Seneko. Looks like Seal Kid wasn't able to stop that one, with Shalgrave still on cooldown. So, significant trade-off though. The mid lane potentially being won by Dendy for that, I think sets Navi in a much better position than the continued kills on the Axe.
I'm not sure though. I feel like Axe is one of those heroes that you need to hit a certain timing. Sometimes you go for the Vanguard first, sometimes you go for the Blink first, and I feel like as the mid-game initiation for Navi goes, Provos is the initiator, unless Tusk gets, you know, a Blink of his own, but given the fact that it's a support Tusk, that's very unlikely. So yes, you know, Wind Ranger dying mid is fine. At the same time, I feel like Razor's always going to be able to get some farm. I'm not sure whether Axe could get mid-game farm as easily as the Wind Ranger can.
Do you think PSM should actually be spending any time in his top lane? Maybe he should just be stacking up for the Axe to kind of get that recovery?
Normally, I say yes, but against a Darkseer, it's always very dangerous to stack, right? Like, you could just have your jungle completely sniped. So I feel like Navi's draft has put them in a kind of an awkward laning position, and they're starting to realize we really don't have a good plan to get this Axe farmed.
It's 2-3 right now with Darkseer, top of the CS board, while our Razor has actually gotten a large number of denies. In this middle lane, he is being charged up. They do have the Ion Shell. If they're going to complete this one, they'll need some luck on 17%. Instead, it's actually going to be turnaround. Hanskin has no escape from this one. Ice Shard's blocked in. They do have the Shackle Shot. Maybe he can finish off Dendy with a couple more right clicks. Limp's not in range, but he gets the Power Shot. Now Seneko, another charge. Jesus, Hanskin's out of control with these bashes.
I mean, it's pseudo-random distributor, right? Or it's supposed to be. But that will not stop him as he is bashing non-stop back in the mid lane here. Limp dropping low. Don't think he'll die to Curse here. So he'll simply give the good walk-off and he'll be fine.
Yeah, it was a little bit close because we do see the Silencer going for the extra level. So maybe he will be maxing it out, not going for any levels of the Glaives of Wisdom. Have to keep an eye on that. That's the thing. I mean, they went so successful in that bottom lane that they can still keep the pressure on the Axe in that bottom lane with the Darkseer, but still keep that Spirit Breaker now ganking up middle. Now looks like he's going to go top. He won't be here in time for this gank where the rest of them were already setting up. Nice Shackle Shot. Funny got off the Tombstone, but it doesn't seem to matter. He gets off 3-man decay, heals up, and looks like he may be good. Power Shot's up in 2 seconds. They turn, kill the Tombstone. The charge is still there, and Limp is going to try and hit that one. Wait for Hanskin to finish up his charge. They also get the stun, and there's the Power Shot finally to finish him off.
Yeah, the worst part is they also got the Tombstone. Lim might actually be in trouble here. Can we get off the Curse?
Oh.
Did he not have mana?
No, he had the mana and everything. I'm not sure what that was all about, but now they're using the Courier to spot him out with a charge. Brilliant as PSM. I think he knew what was about to happen. He's trying to get back to his teammates. Razor is coming in with the Power Shot providing that extra damage. If he gets the bash, of course he will. Hanskin will TP out and gets himself yet another kill. 3-0 and 4. Now bottom lane, Seneko may be going down as Jonas upon surge up, puts it on the illusion with the Ion Shell as well. So smart.
I mean, that Courier scout was just absolutely beautiful. Like, a lot of players would not have that presence of mind to make that play. Not only did they get the kill, calm TP out from Hanskin. I just gotta say, NiP is really impressing us with their individual play so far.
Yeah, it feels like they really cleaned up a lot of their play and brought some, potential strategies to fold in this qualifiers. Obviously, the majors is being the most important tournament.
Bottom looks like more action is happening up here as we see Axe again in trouble. I mean, Axe, isn't he the one that's supposed to be chasing after people? He's going to try to salve up here, but ooh, he does get the dunk off. The snowball's going to help him out. Can they get him low enough to get the second dunk? He runs away from the Iron Shell. Is he going to be a charge? No, the second dunk's going to come in. Oh, no! He got just blocked, rejected. That was like Matumbo giving him the finger wag.
Oh, no.
I don't know if anybody got the NBA reference, but you're American. Did you get it? I don't know.
I got a little bit of it. But that was, so unfortunate. I mean, that was a beautiful save there from Seneko, and I'm feeling like he just shouldn't have gotten greedy and gone for that. Top lane looks like we do have the Tombstone forced out, but nothing's really going to come of it. Aaron now has his level 6, so good luck to Navi when it comes to their attempts at ganking him. They would have been in a much better position. I feel like Axe actually serves as a pretty good hero versus Alchemist because he's decently low HP and for a strength hero. and you've got this HP regen that kind of makes up for it. But if you're able to just kind of nuke him down real quickly and then finish him off with a chop, that Chemical Rage obviously won't be able to do anything for him.
I thought they should have laned the axe up top as well, and then just had something else in the bottom. But you know, that's not exactly how the lane worked out. But yeah, like you said in the mid game, the Chemical Rage is good, but not when you get burst down and chopped down quickly. So we'll see if Na'Vi could make that play. But
at this rate,
when is that Blink Dagger coming out? I mean, what is his current goal? It can't be too high.
Never. I mean, he's only got 360 gold in the bank with Tranquils and a full Magic 1. And you know, the pressure's going to continue. Han's getting Yona some fun, clearing through the jungle like you were saying earlier. It's the Darkseer. You don't want to stack up against him because he'll always, you know, make his way into the jungle, see if he can find some of those stacks. Nice block out with the Ice Shards. Jonas Safan, he's completely stuck. He's revealed now by the Sigil, and Dendy will start draining away that damage. They're going to have to charge through. Jonas Safan gives him the Ion Shell, but the Snowball will actually collect that Razor and keep him right on top of the Darkseer. The TP out from Hanskin. PSM, no, well, he doesn't provide anything, and it seems like this Silencer is a little bit of a detriment right now to Na'Vi. Tombstone in the top lane. It's going to be cleared out, and they're actually going to continue to move forward here. They do have the charge on the Funnick. They're going to need to complete this TP. Snako comes in, has a Snowball. Maybe he can save Funnick here. Pulls him inside. Turns it around. Funnick will be able to get out the charge. Let's see if he actually completes it while Dendy's going to move forward. He's got a double damage too. He could just chase away Era. Meanwhile, Hanskin, yeah, he's committing for this one. He's going to charge down Funnick, who only has enough mana for a decay, but he can't even get that off. Hanskin completes the charge, doesn't have a TP out, and he may be caught here. PSM already going to lead with a bit of the slow. Ultimate going down. Hanskin's going to use that as a pseudo blink and try and get away from Abos, but he's slowed down. Blocked out by the Ice Shards. Charge away. He's out. He's going to be able to get out of this situation.
I mean, that's actually just absolutely impressive. He just tower dove under a tier 2, drew like 3 TPs and didn't die. You can't ask for more from a support. All right, Limp Invis up, looking for some play on Havos, but you know.
Yeah, he's been kind of shadowing them for a while, looking for that shackle shot opportunity, but obviously the 3 heroes of Na'Vi all kind of in the same area. No real opportunity for him. Presuming we're going to see the point booster out of him soon, building towards the Ags. We have a mech coming in soon for the Darkseer. And what has Era actually been building into? I feel like... does he actually only have that? Yeah, just power treads.
We might see the Solar Crest first, because that's pretty much a fairly common build-up. Or he could just save straight up for Orlick. That's the other build that we see quite a bit. Looks like we're going to see yet another charge going on the bottom lane. This one is going to be on Funnick, although he should be fine here. So it's unsurprising to point out that NiP is leading by a huge amount when it comes to net worth, right? Like, the bottom lane has completely been destroyed. And honestly, I don't think anybody really had a good lane apart from the Razor. But the mid lane, you expect it to be a wash.
Smoke up, Na'Vi, knowing they need to do something aggressive to upset the current status of this game. Try and go for the pick off on the Snowball, follow up and get the call. They're going to run right into Hanskin here. Immediate Global Silence goes off, and Hanskin will be caught, but the mech kind of keeps him alive. See if he can actually charge out of this one. Charge away! Oh, don't tell me he's going to get out once again. There's no one to stop him. The TP comes in for the Tusk. Maybe he can get an Ice Shards, but he doesn't even have the mana or the cooldown for it. He runs him down, but it's just too far away. Limp gets the power shot onto Dendy, but nothing's going to come of that either.
I feel like this game is really quickly getting out of control away from Na'Vi. For example, if the bottom lane didn't get wrecked so hard, the Darkseer would not have the mech. And if the mech did not get fired off there, they would have get one dunk on the Spear Breaker, and they probably would have chased down the Darkseer if they had the assisted movement speed of the dunk. So a lot of little things adding up to a big NiP advantage. And I feel like, I mean, that was the perfect initiation, right? They even popped the global on top. If you can't get a kill with so much, how are you ever going to get a kill on NiP?
Hanskin's creating so much space for our Alchemist to really get ahead. It looks like they should be able to get a free pick off on Fun. It can't even let him get off the Tombstone. This bash. I don't even understand how Hanskin's doing this.
I mean, it really started off with that haste rune on the bottom, and then he just got like 2-3 bashes, a double kill under the tower. It's like a lot of little things adding up. So the question becomes, what can Na'Vi actually do? Because they could take these fights only when Global is up. Global is down right now, and they're trying to make a play up top. I'm not sure what it'll work out.
Yeah, he pops the Chemical Rage. Yeah, he's slowed down, but between the Seal Kid being there as a Dazzle and that natural HP regen, a Chemical Rage, Looks like they're still going to try and force this one, but the Weave's going to start taking down that armor, and PSM's going to take a huge amount of damage, especially as Hanskin comes through, hits the charge. Now the snowball comes in, actually pulls in. Denny will help out a lot. Got a lot of that damage deal, and maybe they can still fight. NiP just trying to disengage away from that tombstone. Hanskin threatening to turn and fight, but does get Walrus punched up. Goes for Dendy, will be able to complete that charge.
Oh
goes back into the tombstone, but he's so damn tanky. I'm not even sure Navi can finish him off. Decay, and they'll finally, no, the Shellgrave, TP out. They've got a snowball to stop him though, and Hanskin, he will end up going down finally. The Great Cow is dead. But NiP, a lot of these members are still very much alive, and they're going to force this fight. Acid Spray goes down. They're going to try and finish off Funnick before he can get off those decays. Throws down, but he's so low. Looks like he should be just right-click down. The Global Silence goes out. He's trying to get ahead of Dara, and he will be fine. And now Era's actually going to be turned around on down to half HP, but there's just no more offensive power left on Navi.
Looks like Blink Dagger is going to be the first item of choice here for Era. He's saying, you know what, my teammates being so aggressive, let me join them. The Iron Shell at this stage of the game is still going to do so much. And I don't need to worry about anything because this Axe is still dirt poor. The guy's on food stamps. Like, he has no items. Well, he will have a blink momentarily, but it's a very late blink.
Oh, for sure. I mean, considering he was, supposed to be the safe lane farmer.
Right. All right, he'll get it now. So, well, Global unfortunately had to be used earlier up top, or else they would have a very key gank of the Global and call and setup. But we'll see what they can make out of this. Hopefully they could buy a smoke. And I think the first person you need to gank is actually a Limp. Sure, Alchemist is getting farm and all that jazz, but you need to slow down this Wind Ranger because she's going to be a huge mid-game powerhouse. And hopefully you can find it when the Darkseer's not there because the mech will really temper with that gank.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The ward that was just placed by Navi, defensive mid lane ward, was actually scouted out earlier because NiP had a very similar ward placed preemptively. Some fun. I'm presuming he's going to go for the Blink Dagger next, which is kind of standard, and then finish up the Guardian Greaves maybe after. So there's still going to be so much initiation on NiP with Blink Dagger on the Alchemist as well.
Looks like Axe is making the rotation up top, and he has not been spotted by any Dire Vision yet, so this could be good, especially if he gets a two-man call here.
Yeah, but they're going to jump on an Era still, though the Shellgrave won't be able to save him because the chop comes through. Undying actually the one to pick up the kill instead. Shellgrave gets laid out. Havos is actually so low in armor underneath the Weave as well as the Acid Spray. That Limp is almost able to kill him. Now Seal Kid, the charge is going to be able to complete. Can he get the kill? Ultimate goes out. Yeah, he gets it. And he still has a decent amount of HP. Shackle Shot gets laid out. Shellgrave TP away. And again, the lack of stuns, particularly from the Silencers, costing them a lot. Meanwhile, Seneko actually went down to some fun. Razor's able to run down the Dazzle. Limp should be able to get himself away from this and actually might be able to re-engage if the Shackle Shot landed. There's still the charge coming out. Navi may overstep.
That's something they had trouble with the first series that we're seeing, and now charge is coming in fast, and there's a Blink Dagger coming in. They'll go on Funnick as well. Can Funnick get off of the Decay? It looks like not, as we have Shackle Shot. Well, Global's gonna come out. Funnick's still alive, just barely though, and now Dendy's being focused. Dendy drops a huge nuke. Hanskin very tanky. He's gonna try to earn himself up. Axe is back, and he's looking for that jump. Can he find Hanskin? Can he find anybody? That's a question here. Alchemist will stun himself, and Axe looks like he did find Hanskin.
Oh,
that
the charge?
No! Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, none of the nukes are gonna hit him. He's gonna be hit eye shards. Oh.
Battle Hunger though? No.
Ticking away, but it's still not enough.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, how many times have you seen Hanskin live? And that's solely because, right, he started the snowball early. He got the haste rune, got the double kill. He's ahead in experience, and he's just...
Oh, for a second I thought Power Shot was not on his team. Imagine if he was like level 6 or 7, right? Which is pretty normal for a support Spirit Breaker to be in this stage of the game. Maybe die once or twice. He would definitely not survive that. But once again, we do see NiP punishing Navi for their over-aggression. Navi obviously playing from behind, so they have to take some risks, but these risks are not really rewarding them.
I'm not sure what happened in that bottom lane where it looks like Tusk got 1v1 by the Darkseer. It's a little weird dying to a Darkseer in a one-on-one situation, but because of that, he's actually able to finish up the Guardian Greaves. And is this Force Staff?
For
the Darkseer instead of Blink Dagger.
Force Staff's a fairly interesting choice. I mean, you could push your teammates away from the Ice Shards. I guess that's one, but...
Ice Shards block, Tombstone.
Huh. Could it be like a Yules of some sort? Would Yules be good?
Charge in. Well, can't quite get the call. The Tombstone gets laid out, but Hanskin's just running himself away. And nice vacuum. Puts him up on the cliff. Yono Safan will just run himself away from Denny while Hanskin will be caught. He's He's actually going to be hit up by the Walrus Punch. Charge up in a second. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
He's getting away again, but this time around he runs straight into the zombie.
And it looks like Dendi was able to pick off one more as well on the back. Oh.
Yeah, he managed to get that Darkseer. Surprised he ran him down. Seal Kid in some trouble. Can't even throw off the Shallow Grave because he knows he's just going to be chopped. Havo's going to be the target by Era, though. Blinks in, gets the acid spray. The combination of damage is enough, but he will be dying to Dendi as the turnaround. Triple kill for Dendi.
Dendi had a haste rune. That's why he was able to chase down the Darkseer. And now they're going to get a tier 1 tower out of this. So despite the Axe doing very poorly, Dendi especially is doing extremely well. And it seems like Limp does not care that there's a zombie in his face. I wonder what item Dendi could get could really begin to turn this game around. SNY seems to be the choice. Do you think something like Shiva's guard to give him a ton of armor, a little bit more nuke damage would be good? Or do you think you want to see something like BKB or even AC?
Hello, well, vacuum first. Looks like the deny for NiP.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
Don't think we're going to see, unless PSM maybe gets caught. Ice Shards doesn't actually block him out, but he doesn't have a vacuum. Hanskin doesn't have a charge for another 5 seconds. So, is the BKB necessary, right? So I guess the build, like in these sort of games, the stat build SNY, BKB, AC, is the BKB necessary, or can he go for the faster AC? It's a little bit dangerous, but there's still plenty of disables that can go through it, namely the Spirit Breaker.
Yep, as well as Focus Fire, as well as minus armor from Weave.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with you on maybe just like AC. And just forget about the BKB because you got the physical damage nukes of the Alchemist, so much minus armor around.
Right. I mean, yeah, I think so. I think just overall getting much tankier through the AC is better.
Or Shiva's. I mean, that's also one of those armor items that
I'm personally a bigger fan of Shiva's. It seems like the team just needed every bit of burst damage as possible. Dendi gets initiated on it. He's somewhat confused in terms of where he can go, but it looks like there is nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, nice setup from NiP.
Pincer from both sides. The rest of Navi's coming in, but can Havos find a jump?
It feels really awkward because Razor is by far their best hero at fighting. So they actually pop the Global Silence here as the smoke goes away, but they're not even getting initiation with this Global Silence now. NiP, Air's going to be caught by that one. He doesn't actually have Chemical Rage, but Avos is held in by the Shackle Shot. They're going to try and keep this Tombstone alive. Nice vacuum back, but doesn't really get the wall combo with it. They still want to be able to catch Air, and it looks like they might be able to bring him down. No. The Shell Grave is there, but Hanskin stops Avos from being able to get anything else off, and now the Unstable Concoction holds him in place. Limp, who just manages to finish off Tusk, now comes in for the extra kill on the Funnick as well, who's controlled up. Maybe he can get a decay, but it's only going to delay the inevitable, it seems, as with the Weave and the Focus Fire, he's just made such short work, and they actually get an extra kill on PSM as well, who could not escape the rage of the Hanskin and the Blink Dagger on Era.
I feel like if that Silencer ultimate just came a little bit later, they would have had the 1 or 2 extra seconds that it provided to really follow through with those kills. But instead of getting like a 3-for-3 trade, for example, it was just a 5-0. It was so close that Era had to die. I think Era even made the mistake of popping the acid spray and then got silenced by last word, so he could not use his Chemical Rage. Like, that allowed the possibility of Navi getting the kill, but it wasn't even close. So Navi now truly playing from the back foot, unless it was a strategy of feeding them and then getting big streak kills, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel like Navi is really in trouble now.
Yeah, it seems like this safe lane Axe, as you said, like, he just didn't get anything in the early game, and now he's so far behind. He's only got the Blink Dagger. He has not a whole lot of HP to work with, considering he is supposed to be one of the tankier heroes for your initiations. So
normally I feel like when Undying finishes his Zaganums, that can be a great equalizer, like depending how long he survives and how many minus 10 strength decays he could pop out.
Right.
But if you look at this NiP lineup, if they want to kill you, they can kill you. When you have a Blink Alchemist, a charge from Spirit Breaker, as well as Limp, now having a Blink of his own, they can isolate the Undying and kill him extremely quickly through Focus Fire, Nether Strike, and things of that nature. So I'm not even sure how much this Undying Aghanims is going to do.
Why do you think Era is avoiding the Solar Crest so much? It seems like such a value item. Like, if you're going to go like the Radiance build or something and, farm up a bunch or something along that regards, you don't want to get the Solar Crest because it stalls up. But in this game, I really thought he would still go for it.
Yeah, I'm just as confused as you are because, against Axe, stacking up armor is probably the best way to go. But, Solar Crest being completely ignored. SNY's fine, but bottom lane looks like we're going to see a gank here. For the love of God, please get a kill.
Oh no, the charge is gonna come in. Havos, they don't even do anything to Jonas and Fun. Now Funny's gonna be caught as well. Bumped back by the ultimate from Hanskin. And PSM, who threw out a last word, realizes this is a lost cause.
Yeah, he'll get out. I don't know, man. I just don't know.
Radiant's top tower
Now the
is
global
under
silence
attack.
is not even going to be a reliable initiation against the Darkseer because he's got that Guardian Greaves. It's like
oh, they've caught Dendy. Unstable concoction. The charge will complete in a second, and Dendy has no opportunity to do anything here. Era is actually going to get a little bit low, but he does have the Chemical Rage now, as long as he doesn't die immediately. But Seneko can't really make that commitment. Jonas and Fun coming in from behind will be able to vacuum back PSM and allow Era to get those extra right clicks to finish him off.
Cap, in recent memory, have you ever seen a Spear Breaker have this much game impact?
I can't really think of a game in the last like 2 months where I've seen Spear Breaker go so ham.
Radiant's top
He is
tower
involved
has
in the
fallen.
team's 24 kills, 22 kills out of 26. Like, you cannot ask more from a Spear Breaker.
Yeah, that's
actually absolutely ridiculous.
it's absurd. He's got a Halberd now by 24 minutes.
Which actually, Halberd, it's not
Radiant's top
like
tower
the
is
most
under
sickening
attack.
item that he could have gotten, because right now Axe doesn't really have too much physical attack. Razor, I guess the only one that he could really disarm.
Yeah.
I think there's actually much better item choices that he could have gotten, but I mean,
At this point, when you're this far ahead,
when you're getting
as,
items, you're good. Yeah.
when you're almost, like you're above the Axe, undying everyone, except for the Razor. He's the only one who's ahead of you in net worth, and now you're going to see him get a little bit more bump in net worth as they should be able to get the quick kill on a Boast.
Yeah. I mean, the reason that comeback's so hard at this stage of the game is if you look at like Radiant Vision, they have very little bit, and anytime if they want to go for a kill, they literally have to commit 4 or 5 heroes and probably the global on top of that just to get a one person kill. So you're actually losing gold as you're getting kills. In a scenario like that, how do you actually make a comeback?
Yeah,
I cannot script it.
And the funny thing is, NiP don't actually have like that much aggressive vision. Like they've only got this one ward in the middle lane, but they're just able to spread out so much that, as you said, Na'Vi have to commit so many heroes in order to get a kill, and they're kind of losing gold out in a way because it is so inefficient.
Even if you get the kill, like
Yeah.
a lot of times they don't, right? Na'Vi, for example, at the bottom committed 2 heroes and a global, and they just lost 2 heroes as a result. NiP don't have a lot of vision, but you gotta keep in mind that every time that NiP sees a hero, they get vision by Hanskin charging them.
Further utility is the answer for Havost in this horrible situation for an Axe. Get the Aegis for Lim, who looks like is... actually, I mean, do you need a BKB on Wind Ranger, or can you just be like, whatever, let's end the game really quickly and go Deso?
I've seen the Deso Wind Ranger, I think 3 days ago. Was it here, or was it an open qualifier? I feel like there's so many different games.
I think it was an open qualifier.
Yeah, Deso might seem like a really awkward choice compared to Maelstrom, because, you know, Maelstrom works so well with your ultimate, but Deso, the fact that it just gives you a huge spike in damage, and it breaks space so well, that I find it's a very undervalued purchase a lot of times, so yeah. I like the Deso here, and we'll see if Lim picks it up.
Yeah, it'll be great synergy with all the minus armor that they have. AC now on the Alchemist, combined with the Acid Spray, obviously. They can make short work of towers and heroes at this rate.
I think a reason to answer your question earlier about Era not getting the AC first is he loves SNY. Like, he would take that out for a date if he can. Like, he just gets it every hero possible. So he's like, I'll go SNY first. I'm doing fine.
He's bored because all he's doing is just waiting for an attempted gank on Phonics so he can try and counter that, because Na'Vi don't really have many options in being aggressive on their own. They just have to respond to what NiP are doing. You know, some fun. Having some fun with the Shivas.
You'd be bored too if you spent like the majority of the game in the fountain. Like, just reviving.
Yeah.
It's actually 1 and 8. Like,
middle tower
that's
has
pretty sad. And to be honest, it's not like Havos playing poorly. It's just the situation that he was put in that lane. Like, he was not winning that lane, no matter what.
Right. That laning phase matchup was a very difficult one. It's 1-8 and 5. We do now have the Desolator on Wind Ranger, so you can watch these towers fall even faster. Do they have a Solar Crest or any sort of evasion? Is that BKB or sorry, not BKB, Basher for Era with this Javelin that he's got. And I don't think MKB is necessary.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's even near a medallion, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, we're in a situation where if he gets items, he's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is unfortunate for Na'Vi fans out there. I mean, I keep saying that Na'Vi cannot make a comeback, but Cap, give me the most unrealistic picture here.
Most unrealistic picture is that NiP, in their attempt to push high ground, accidentally group up too much. All of a sudden, 5-man decays are happening.
Yeah.
We get a 5-man call, 5-man decays, taking 10 strength from everybody. They NiP in their crazed attempt at pushing uphill and getting caught, immediately turn and try and focus down an Undying with plus 50 or plus 100 strength.
Right. I like this so far.
They realize he's unkillable and eventually end up dying slowly but surely to Na'Vi.
Okay.
That's the play. That's the play.
And I like how you say slowly but surely.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's not even like
slowly.
it's not even like they make all the terrible decisions. They don't even lose the fight right away. It's just, you know, it takes some time.
Maybe Darkseer just forgot that he has Greaves and he won't use it for a bit. You know? Like.
At some point in time, Yonosafan actually just drops his whole entire keyboard and is left with trying to click his items and his abilities.
Oh, they're baiting Funnick. Havos is like, no, Havos got bashed on the way in by Hanskin. He's like, where's my blink dagger? I can't blink anymore. He now gets found. He gets forced up into the trees.
Oh, dear.
This is literally what's happening to Na'Vi this game. Like, anything that could go wrong, he was just hiding in the trees, having a good time, and he just get charged by. Like,
oh, wow. Now Lip will be able to go uphill. So bye-bye 5-man call, bye-bye 5-man decays. Ninjas in pajamas know what that means. They'll push uphill. Era actually trying to find his opening with the unstable concoction, not quite getting it. Well, the result is his damage will be stolen. He doesn't even take any damage himself.
Yeah, it's like fine.
But they know with the Aegis, this is pretty easy for them. And they'll probably, do you think they'll go 2? I mean, 20 seconds till the axe is up. Seems like why not?
I used to have Aegis on Wind Ranger. You definitely can't go 2.
Stable concoction, PSM, but I gotta focus on these buildings. Another 10 seconds, they could actually get the melee racks before he's up, but we'll start backing up first. Chemical Rage up in another 5 seconds, so maybe they'll wait for that, or no, full retreat. They're just gonna play this very safe, it seems.
I think we need a Dota version of BM. You know how in StarCraft you could start floating command centers, or building a command center near neutral?
Uh-huh.
Like, what is the Dota version of BM? Like, if they don't call GG for a long time, when it's obviously GG, right?
Yeah. From a winner's point of view?
I guess fountain diving?
Yeah, it's usually fountain diving,
that's just a throw
I guess.
a lot of times. You know, in Dota
but a lot of times it's just like the game will end eventually when you're fountain diving like that because, you know, the creeps will finish it off for you. So we need something a little bit better.
In Dota 1, you could kill the fountain. That was like the ultimate BM.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they just farmed them up.
I wonder why they took that back. They took that out.
You know, I feel like in pubs it is what it is because you can't GG out. The winning team, when they take mega creeps and they back up and do Roshan. Just like, really? Was that necessary?
Yeah,
like,
that is
okay.
the ultimate BM.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then they just let you fight against mega creeps for a while if you have, you know, some people actually trying to defend against it.
All right. So, again, the teamfight potential of Na'Vi is fairly high. I think the best scenario is actually just going for a 1-2 random pickoff. Like, if they get 2 heroes right now, 1 hero, they buy themselves time. But NiP is just not giving any window of opening here to Na'Vi.
They do have another spoke in 5 seconds, so maybe Na'Vi can make that happen.
It's just that when you smoke, when you have an open lane of racks, like creeps are in your base and there's nobody defending, it's just...
Feels fairly obvious.
Yeah. Axe has a Mantle of Intelligence. I wonder what he's going to upgrade this into. As a
Maybe he's like, look at all their armor. You know what? Physical damage, not the way. Let's go Dagon.
Dagon. I mean, well, honestly, he is quite far away from even Dagon 1.
Give him the old Dagon chop.
I wonder if Veil is any good. No, Veil is not that. It's not good enough, at least. All right, Alchemist finishes Abyssal Blade.
They've They don't have a Shivas, right? So now is... Oh, no, they do.
Oh,
they have
okay.
both armor items, so they can actually go Lotus Orb, I guess, on Spirit Breaker. They easily take out the Silencer. Looks like Havo's going to be the next target. Yeah, he just made such short work of the charge completes. They're going to be able to get the Undying. Dendy might be the only one who escapes, but Limp is going to try and chase him down. He does have a blink up, but the GG is going to come first. And that's it. Na'Vi. Game 1 just being manhandled by Ninjas.
It was a very painful game. And again, it's not like Na'Vi played poorly. It's just their laning stage went so terribly that what they expected out of a 15-minute axe was not there. 15-minute axe, they had a Tranquil Breach or something. So
try and paint like maybe a different picture with you're talking about, you think they should have put the axe up against the Alchemist, so you're thinking like is it some sort of aggro like axe Undying lane or something like that?
Well, Undying was played by Funnick, so
yeah.
maybe like a axe Silencer or axe
the axe Silencer.
Tusk wouldn't be too terrible, right? Because at that lane you have Stout Shield or maybe Ring of Protection or axe, and you just like run at the Alchemist.
Right.
What is Dazzle going to do to you? Right click.
Especially
like,
since he has low armor as an Alchemist, he's pretty susceptible.
But then
to that.
you also run into the problem as well. I think your Undying is going to have similar problem with the Darkseer plus Spirit Breaker lane.
Yeah.
At the same time, I mean, even if Undying Seer, at least he could decay. Like, what is actually could do in that lane? I don't think he could have done anything. So that's really where it went wrong, in my opinion.
All right, guys. Well, that's just game number 1. We'll have a short commercial break, and when we'll come back, we'll have the analysts.